Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and if chart analysts are correct, then people are about to lose their ever-loving minds when they see what happens with the price action of XRP because, my friends, it done got coiled up. And there is something to the saying, how does it go? The longer the base, the higher in space, meaning the longer that particular cryptocurrency just consolidates, ranges sideways, builds up, eventually when it pops, it really pops. And historically, this has absolutely been true for XRP. So I want to share with you some opinions and perspective from a few different chart analysts. And, really today's not looking all that bad. Yeah, so Bitcoin, after breaking its all-time high and then recently and then coming back down a bit, it's just been range-bound, but that doesn't mean that there isn't anything going on. And there actually are some altcoins that have been performing of late. Not any sort of like altcoin mania, not a true alt season to this point, but that's okay. I honestly, I would be a bit disappointed if I saw an alt season begin right now, because I want Bitcoin to go way, way, way higher before we see that. But if we do start to see an alt season sooner than later, then that's probably a signal that we're about at the end of Bitcoin's run. So I'd rather that take a little bit of time to get, at least a little bit. But either way, undeniably, we are towards the tail end of this market, this bull market here. But before going further, I also want to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just a simple little Moon Lambo doing Moon Lambo things, which means making YouTube videos about crypto. But again, to be clear, it is just a hobby and it is just for fun. At the time I'm recording this, XRP is at $1.13. Bitcoin's at $62,780. Market cap for the asset class, 2.68 trillion, my friends. That used to, by the way, that used to seem impossible. And so if you're new to crypto, that's pretty much all you've ever known is numbers like these. Like just a couple years ago, I was here at the bottom of the bear market in 2018. I remember seeing it as low as 175 billion, and now it's 2.68 trillion, which is why I always say it seems impossible until it happens, and then it's just, yeah, of course, this is life. This is it, of course. Well, same thing for XRP. Like the idea of it hitting $10 or 20 or 30, if this seems impossible to you, I encourage you to wait. That's it. Let's see what happens. And again, I don't pretend to know anything. I don't make actual price predictions. I'm not so bold to do that. But I just say, wait. Bitcoin dominance at 44.05%. And how are the lovable, cuddly little lemmings doing today? Even a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday was still good. They were feeling greedy yesterday, which is good because you know me. I'm a human. I don't want others to suffer. I'm reasonable there. And so it's good to see that the lemmings out there, they're not remotely fearful. In fact, today, here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. They're at 76 out of 100, indicating that they jumped from yesterday just being in greed. They've jumped into extreme greed. Well, good for them. Those lovable little cuddly little lemmings. Eventually they're just going to follow one another to their own demise, as the market one day capitulates, even if that's a bit in the future. But you know what? Just enjoy your life while you have it right now. It's a good time here. So here's something from chart analyst Leb Crypto. Yes, expectations for XRP. Take a look at this. And it's so funny, too, because I've been seeing of late. I actually, you know what? I retweeted this earlier, and there was at least one sour individual almost immediately after I tweeted it, not really having this. It's just like, I tell you. So what I said at the outset, this is true. It's just a corny little saying, it's something like the longer the base, the higher in space, something to that effect. And it is true. It sounds corny, but it actually is true. But what happens while the longer that base builds out, like the bitchier people holding whatever asset is that you're talking about get. Not everybody, but there's just a certain percentage. They get really emotional and impatient, and then they behave differently on social media. They're just not capable of controlling their emotions. They're not good at that. And you can observe it. And so it's just, I come to expect it at this point. But anyway, so XRP. Here's what chart analyst Love Crypto wrote. XRP likely to steal the show and take center stage for an epic breakout of 4 years consolidation. 2017-like price action is inevitable. When? No one knows, but likely sometime over the coming 4 to 5 months. What could ruin this setup? Only a Bitcoin bear. Yeah, that's right. So Bitcoin leads the market. I mean, if something goes horrifically wrong with Bitcoin, yeah, XRP will respond just like the rest of the market. This is not news, but, it's worth noting. There's always new people, out there learning about this stuff. So yeah, if something bad happens to Bitcoin, then just like redo your entire analysis for XRP basically. Like that's pretty much how it works, right? Which is why I've joked in the past. If Bitcoin sneezes, just it's time to get some new charts for whatever cryptocurrency you're talking about in relation to it here. But indeed, so again, he wrote XRP been consolidating, as he cites here, for 4 years. 4 freaking years. Waiting for the parabolic rise. Again, the longer the base, the higher in space. What a lovely, corny little thing to say, but it's so damn true. It just is here. And so here's the chart that he shared. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Look what happened here, too. If you're looking here, I'll describe it. I guess you're not looking at the screen. Last market cycle, 2015 through the end of 2017. What happened right here? Look at that. Look at that little cheese wedge-looking mofo. What happened when you got to the end of after a long consolidation, after all sorts of people capitulated, after all the emotions came out, and people were writing negative-sounding YouTube comments in the YouTube video sections of the YouTubers of the day? What happened? It just rocketed. So it's just let people do what they do, but this thing's coming and ain't nobody stopping it. That's for damn sure as far as I'm concerned. And then there was this tweet that I noticed a couple of the analysts that I regularly follow retweeted. This comes from an analyst named Joe Matoshi, who simply wrote, "Coiled," with an exclamation point, XRP. And again, does this not look similar to what I just showed you on the other screen just a second ago? Last market cycle from 2015 to 2017. Long consolidation, which shakes out the weak hands, and then the people that have strong hands, they get to reap the benefits. Does this sound familiar at all to anybody here? And so Leb Crypto retweeted that and wrote, "Agreed. Conditional on Bitcoin behaving in the midterm, going sideways or correcting slowly. But yes, indeed, to the upside." And here is Credible Crypto retweeting the same damn thing from Joe Matoshi. He simply wrote, "Joe knows XRP." And this is directionally what makes sense. This is a coming, my friends. And how about this too? So Credible Crypto, he was talking about HBAR in this tweet, but look what he wrote. He wrote this the other day. "Zoom out. Consolidation precedes expansion. The longer the consolidation, the greater the expansion. Patience." HBAR. Are you seeing a theme in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam? I'm telling you, there's a reason that I highlight this, because this is a different cryptocurrency. It's HBAR. And you have the same impatient humans concerned about their HBAR holdings, the same behavior that you see with the XRP holders. And it's not unique to these two cryptos either. It's in every crypto that hasn't done something in a while, and then other cryptos that are popping off that these individuals don't hold, and then they get antsy. Everything except for mine's going up. That's what in my head, that's what they sound like. But the truth of the matter is there are about 12,000 different cryptocurrencies on the freaking planet. You own substantially less than 1% of them, I'm willing to bet. And so most of the time when you see cryptocurrencies popping off, you don't hold them. It's just a numbers game. Shouldn't you expect that rather than emotional respond? If you just know that from a data perspective, you should expect that. Does it make a damn bit of sense to be emotionally responding and bitching up a storm? My HBAR's not going up now. My XRP's not going up now. No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're bad at cryptoing. You're not good at this. Anyway. So somebody here responded to Credible Crypto and wrote $6 for HBAR, which I actually haven't checked the price in a while, but presumably it's somewhere around 40 cents or something like that. And then the guy wrote back, I know it's coming. And then somebody named Jesse wrote, "Would need a market cap of $90 billion to hit $6. And so, have you seen these arguments before? I've seen them all the damn time. I've seen them for almost 4 years now, the whole time I've been in crypto. And it's this idea of, but for the price that you're saying, but market cap too big, right? It's such a bad argument, because market cap it's not an indication of how much money flows into it. Market cap, all it does is it calculates the current market rate times the circulating supply. That's how it's calculated in crypto. That's it. It's not how much money. In fact, if there's here, let's see what the market cap is for Bitcoin. 1.18 trillion. I'll tell you this: nowhere near 1.18 trillion dollars has ever entered Bitcoin. Like a fraction of that much real money has ever entered the world of Bitcoin, but people bid up the price very quickly. That's all that it is. That's normal. Same for XRP. So XRP's got a $52 billion market cap. Nowhere near that much money has flowed in. Absolutely not. No, I mean, unless you include like in and out. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at volume, you could look at volume each day. Imagine looking at volume each day for the last however much, and you can be like, okay, yeah, that much flowed in. But I'm talking about in terms of how much money flowed in to result in that $52 billion market cap. No. The price got bid up. That's all that it is here. And so when people say stuff like this, I'm like, ooh, it's like sit around. I got a story to tell you about how market cap works. And so Credible Crypto wrote, in 2017, XRP ran from a $2 billion market cap to over $100 billion by the end of the bull run. In other words, it's most definitely not out of the question. Right. And so things happen quickly, and these numbers, and if market caps sound too big, it don't mean a damn thing. That's just a matter of fact as far as I'm concerned. And then there is this from chart analyst Michael Vandepop, who wrote, some altcoins are doing great. Most of them are still correcting heavily, through which I'm assuming we'll be seeing them do well into Q1 2022 rather than now. Focus on layer ones and Bitcoin, period. And it'll be interesting because as far as that timeline, maybe that's the case. I don't know exactly when this market cycle is going to get. I'm just saying from a structural perspective, it looks like we're about there. And it was interesting also seeing the Blockchain Backer's most recent video. Really, he was, and he does a great job of this, just articulating his position as far as why he is absolutely as certain as can be that not only are we at the tail end of the market cycle, but like you're going to see Bitcoin top off, like he keeps saying, $75,000 to $80,000. And I mean, he said maybe it wicks higher. But yeah, fine. Maybe it wicks a little higher, like 85 grand or something, like whatever it is. But it's just so fascinating to me because there's not one other analyst that I follow that thinks that Bitcoin's going to top off at that low of a level. Which means if the blockchain backer is correct, and I'm certainly not ruling it out. I don't pretend to know, seriously. And I appreciate the fact that he's got the guts to put his opinion out there, knowing that there are trolls out there just giving him a hard time, which just makes me think less of those people. Like they're just being jerks if they're being jerks. And it's fine to critique his ideas. Like ideas can be critiqued. I just think it needs to be done in an adult manner here. But I'm telling you, if he's right, then like part of me wants him to be right, just so that he can like say, told you so, kind of. But I don't actually want that because, I mean, what's more important for all of us? And he'd say the same thing, too. Like, he'd rather be wrong so that price goes higher. So, like, yes. But if he's right, I mean, absolute legend because he's the only one. And he brought up something that I've talked about in the past, which is that you have absurd, outrageous expectations in terms of Bitcoin expectations for price action towards the tail end of the market cycle, which did happen last market cycle when Bitcoin was around that top of about $20,000. There were a number of people that were calling for $50,000 or $100,000 Bitcoin last market cycle. And so he's kind of making the point, well, the people are saying that they're expecting over 100,000 this market cycle. We've seen this before. And only sort of. It's not a completely outrageous thing to say, but I do feel a little bit different about that because I was here back then. And I'll tell you this. So like there were plenty of people when Bitcoin did hit its all-time high that did say that the bubble has popped. Like it's happened, or right before that, people are saying this is pretty much it. We're pretty much there. You can think even like Peter Brandt. He's one that just came to mind right now. But I'm telling you, there were multiple people that thought that this is pretty much it, just based on the chart structure, full analysis of it. Like that was pretty much it. And this is a little bit different because I'm not seeing, like out of the analysts that I follow anyway, I'm not seeing any that think that, which is why it's so fascinating. And again, I don't pretend to know. But it's just like I'm just as curious about it as you, and as curious as the blockchain backer to see how this all shakes out, because none of us know for sure here. But I do just keep going back to, is there something to the idea of like a number of analysts independently coming to roughly the same conclusion? Because when that happens, in my estimation, like what I've seen, it's just more likely than not they're correct. And so there's just one. So like the blockchain backer, I'm not saying he's wrong, or I don't know, right? But like his expectation, like if you're looking at each analyst as like being a data point, like he's the outlier basically. And outliers can, like, you know, have broader implications. So maybe he is right, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And I mean, I'd like Bitcoin to go higher anyway. But even setting that aside, it's not about what I like. It's about like what's probable. That's a tough call, man. That's a really tough call here. But I'll tell you this too. So like as far as these expectations, so yeah, people are calling for over $100,000 XRP, or not XRP, Bitcoin. Sorry, misspoke. But I think by the time you do have another burst up for Bitcoin, like if it hits at $100,000 or even starts to get anywhere near that, like you're going to have people calling for like $500,000 to $1 million this market cycle. Like you will see that. So the fact that we're hearing $100,000 now, like, and the blockchain backers pointing out, well, these are kind of like the same type of outrageous claims that you saw last market cycle. I'm like, well, maybe they are, maybe they're not though. Maybe the outrageous ones come after this, after Bitcoin has another leg up. Perhaps that's the case, because I'm just not seeing people. I'm not seeing anybody else think that I follow anyway. Think that this is pretty much the end of it. So I'm curious. I don't know. Either way, the blockchain backer is so frequently right. Like he's way more right than he's ever been wrong. Like to me, it's not going to change anything. Like his track record, it really does speak for itself. So if he's right on this, absolute legend. If he's wrong on this, okay, it's one thing. It's one thing. So it's not a big deal either way. But that's the way that I look at it. So exciting, folks. You realize we're at the end, like whoever's right, like we're going to find out soon, and like real soon though. So whether it is this quarter, maybe towards the tail end of this fourth quarter, or maybe it is Q1, who knows? Or maybe it even bleeds into Q2. Whatever it ends up being though, it's coming, and there's going to be so many people accumulating life-changing wealth in this time period. It's going to be really exciting. And given that I've been waiting for this for almost 4 full years at this point, I'm just excited. I feel so great and excited about this every single day. It's just, I have to tell you, and I'm a 38-year-old man, and I'll tell you, like stumbling upon crypto, jumping into it, then researching it, and then getting more invested, in not just monetarily, but even with my own time, and get it and meet everybody in the XRP community and everything. Like, I got to tell you, it's about the best thing that's ever happened in my life. It's been that big of a deal. It has been life-changing already, and I know that the best part, in terms of the multiplier effect and the asymmetry relative to any other asset class, like that's what's coming. Like we are right there, knocking on the door of outrageous price action, and we're right there. So this is the time to be excited and be diligent and patient, but you don't be patient that much longer. Almost there. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say. All right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.